Hello everyone, my name is Muir and this is Kenshi. So last time we had been out here, we were just looking to find a location to set up our base. The sun has dipped beneath the horizon. Now, we do know that Crumblejohn, well, I know that Crumblejohn has the best science out of everyone here. So that means that he will be our prospector. Now, there's very little iron here. What we want to find is something that has stone, iron, and copper, if possible. We're not too worried about fertility, since we can just make hydroponics. And the water, as long as it's near the coast, we should have plenty of water. So, let's go ahead and see what we can do. So we can go here, maybe, and we want to pay attention to those spiders because they are usually actually active. And unfortunately we have some people who are not particularly fast at the moment. But we could pick them up. That would be less than optimal, I guess. Okay, well, no copper over there, unfortunately. Let's just keep sneaking our way over here. If we don't have to fight the spiders, then we don't necessarily want to. Looks like over there that could be nice. Because for base building, you want a flat area if possible. If you don't have anything flat, then you're going to have problems with maybe the base not being able to... things not fitting, or things just seeming to be out of place. Huh. Well, those spiders are dead, huh? Nice. That's good. Let's see, crumble. Now we're sort of in this area. There is stone, but everything's kind of disparate. We're gonna try and see if we can get something else. We also want to be in the Leviathan Coast proper. I actually didn't see that spider there. Okay, well, some of those are active. But we're going to want to try to avoid some of these spiders. So we're going to go this way and just go around them. If we need lots of iron plates, I guess we can come down here and attack the spiders and kill them. Let's see. Crumble. Not a lot are interested in. Okay, and we are still in the Iron Trail. We will be getting Iron Spider versus Beak Things. Actually, I haven't looked at Beak Things somewhat in depth. Yeah, they are really creepy. They sort of look like some weird mutated monstrosity. Which I believe is intended to be the point. Alright, so we have some iron, very little copper around us. So, let's keep searching. Yeah, we don't want to fight all those big things if we can avoid it. Or you are attacking others, so we're going to come out of stealth. We're going to attack you. Kill it. Cut it down. Good. Everybody be sneaky while we do this, and someone take something out of it. Let's see. Beep. Let's give you some of that flesh. You have some of that. And you have some of that. Nice. Alright, everyone's splinted and taken care of. Real nice and healthy. Wait. Beep. Let's see. Fen. You pick up Beep. Crumble Joan? No. Horsemaid, you pick up Otto there. Oh, great. We're dealing with more of these things. Kill it. Hopefully no one else is downed. Maybe it's stuck? It's probably stuck. Anyway, let's go here to Humbe. I want you to rip all its flesh out of its body. Delicious. There we go. We're taken care of. We're going to make our way away from here once again. Alright, now that you're nice and far away from your friends, let's kill you. Goody. Everyone's being taken care of. And, well, Humbo, go and tear lots of flesh out. Why not? It'd be delicious. Mmm. Tasty. Wonderful. Alright, awesome. Okay, well those Garu are attacking that one. Random Garu packs. Oron is on the ground now. Let's see. Crumble John, I guess we go pick him up. Gonna be pulling double duty over here, Crumble. There's this huge Leviathan that comes after us. So it's just patrolling, it's not attacking others, that's good. Because I think if the Leviathan sees our group, it comes after us. I'm not sure though. Crumble John, how's this place looking? Pretty bad. What are those? River Raptors. Alright, well, let's keep going. We can mine that for copper. Well, that's good. Mine all that for copper as well. So Crumble, what you see? Good iron, good copper, good stone. Mostly flat. It's not too bad. Somewhat elevated. Has mountain to one side, so that's not terrible. I mean, resource-wise, that's phenomenal. Well, I don't know about phenomenal, but it has a lot of good stuff to it. We'll think about this part right here. It's near a boundary. There's those trees over there, that's a bit of a problem. We'd have to build around the trees, that's it. And what else do we have? These random Garu groups. Okay, that's huge. So are these supposed to be like orbital habitats or something that have crashed? Let's go over here and see what we can do. Okay. Very wide. very large expanse. And good water, good fertility, good stone in areas, good iron, and good copper. The copper seems to be down here. So, Crumble, I want you to go over here now. Okay, so we prospect there. Okay, so down here appears to be a really good area. Has lots of copper, lots of iron. A relatively compressed area, has a lot of stone. The only problem being that these this crap over here actually makes it difficult to do some stuff. Who's it attacking? I'm just going to assume some guy who made it angry or something. So Crumble, what's over here? Yeah, so maybe like right here would be fantastic. We want to avoid those leviathans if we can. They can be somewhat fast when they want to be. What are these? Tech hunters. So neutral to us. Man. That Leviathan interpretive dance. Alright, Crumble. What you got here? Looks like the sweet spot is like right here. Now the main thing is we will eventually be walling this entire area in so that the Leviathans leave us alone. Hopefully they will leave us be. Okay, there seems to be some iron over here along with a lot of copper. Be a little bit of copper over here with a lot of iron. And then no copper, and then copper over here with no iron. So there's nothing where we are. Which is kind of useful. It'd be nice if we could like clear some of this stuff, but I mean we can work around it. It's not a big deal. But I'm thinking this is going to be where our base is going to be placed. We can build a wall around the entire thing. Well, we can build an outer wall, a city wall, if you will, and then have something inside of it that's intended to be a bit safer. So there is that. We can have a bastion inside of that. But, let's have Crumblejohn actually run back over there. I want to... Crumblejohn, I want you to throw Oron on the floor. So you can run faster. So if we were to settle here instead, that has a lot of, what are these? Trees? Plants of some sort? Human-sized plants, so trees? We would want to settle probably... That's the copper. So we'd probably try to settle over here, maybe? Prospect looked over here. As with those, a lot of copper consolidated in this one area. Let's have him go here and see if it says like 100% or something. No. Okay, so let's have Crumble come back to us. Leviathans don't really, they really couldn't care less about you if you are in a small group. So the iron's going to be super useful to us. We will use less copper than iron, I think, overall. So having a strong iron supply is going to be of paramount importance to us. At the same time, having a huge amount of stone will help us, at least in the beginning. Fertility in the water is pretty good. So we might want to go over here somewhere. It's pretty much where we are. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put we're going to put our first station house over here. So we're going to go buildings. We're going to go station house. And let's see. Seems to have that little walk down over there. So I'm going to want 4 of these. Because being ambitious is fun. Plus with 4 of them, I think I won't need anything for a long time. Let's go have Ruka pick up Oron, who's currently unconscious. Let's move out of the way so that we can then start placing down our station houses. Cool. Alright, so. Okay. So, station house. Okay, let's just see how far we can go with this. So this one could go here, but let's put one over here. This is sort of where having... I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. That's what pretty much everyone says right before they're like, but it does. Okay, and then can we put another one over here? I mean, sort of. Let's move this a little to the side. What? Okay, so... Okay, looks good. So we have these 4 station houses, and we're going to want that to be its own little bastion. We're going to add the walls later, but for these, we will have a double gate setup. We don't need to set it up like this. We could set it up in a more compact form. I think that will be better for us. Think of this as like our inner sanctum, if you will. That's actually the reason I was thinking over here might be nice, because there's a lot of open space. However, I think in all reality, like 2 or 3 of these station houses are going to be way more than enough. for our entire little town here. Unless we really get going with stuff. Because realistically, it's just going to be 10 people, supposedly, here that are working on this stuff. So it doesn't need to be this massive, massive thing made for, a colony of like 50 people. So anyway, let's go get all this taken care of. Here's the question, will they be able to get between these? Probably. Let's give them a little extra room. Okay, so with 4 station houses, we are probably more than set. Now, thinking about moving across from each other, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, we're being silly at this point. But let's have an avenue, I guess, going between them. Not an avenue. Let's have a setup like this, maybe, where they can quickly move between each other if they need to. And then for the extra defense, we might put watchtowers over here. Now, where is the entrance to the watchtower? That I don't remember. So it's there, so we would do something like this, maybe. So, I mean, that could be a thing. That could be our bastion. Then we could go with the rest of our defenses, which would be... Geez, where we put that? Walls. Yes, defensive walls. Arrow points to the outdoors. And to outside. Wait. Oh, okay, cool. We can't, like, attach them to a building or anything. That would be interesting. I think only having one gate for the bastion is actually a better idea. The bastion, by the way, is just a bastion is just a heavily fortified sort of like inner town, if you will. In old towns, it was used as the primary defensive location, just in case the town's walls were taken. Typically, invading forces wouldn't want to kill off the citizenry in a town, because, well, if you kill all your blacksmith, if you take a town and you kill all the blacksmiths, well, you just took a whole lot of damage to all your equipment doing all of that. And plus, if you start killing the citizenry takes up arms against you, which means now you have a bigger problem of all these people are willing to fight to the death now because they believe you're all there to kill it, because they believe you were there to kill all of them. So, typically, a town's military will defend the town walls until those walls are considered to basically be undefendable, at which point they would abandon the walls in attempt to, and they would go back to the Bastion, which is this, as I said, is this heavily fortified military district whose entire purpose was to create a more fortified city wall, which would cost any attackers a great deal of manpower to breach. Now, the interesting thing about bastions is that they have this area inside of them that's known as a murder box, or the murder box, I think is what it was called. So if we wanted to design this just like a proper bastion, just for reference, we would do something like this. We would have, let's say, our keep. We wanted to make our keep into a station house, and so this was going to be our bastion where everybody would run to in the event of the city walls falling. So we have, let's just say it's 2-step station houses that are together, so that when the enemy is trying to breach one, we can shoot them with the other. So let's save that. Let's move this one a little forward so they're about equal with each other. Cool. Well, so with our bastion, we would do something like this. So the keep, which would be these 2 buildings, they would typically have their own wall around them inside of the bastion, in an attempt to make them even harder to take, because the keep was essentially designed to be the hardest possible thing to take. Once the keep fell, or the citadel, I suppose I could say, once the keep fell. Oh no, I'm thinking of citadel. So you have these things called citadels, and the citadel is what I was calling a bastion. It's just this internal little area that okay, let's go to 2 here and then over there. Cool. So this would be our citadel. Now this would be our keep, and then the citadel would actually go around this, so we would have an extra layer of walls. Well, we'd have an extra gate, if you will. So that would be a bit further out. Maybe like, what is going on here? It might be a bit further out. It would still encompass a good amount of stuff. It wouldn't encompass nearly the same amount as the keep does. But our bastion here would, our citadel, would try to give us a good amount of defense. You know, if we were to be able to go here, then we go around, and over here would be effectively the murder box. So any enemies that made their way in would be promptly eliminated. And the main reason for this was, if you could prevent the enemy from getting into your base, that tended to make you the winner. You would be the one who was left. Now these station houses, they are, well, I mean, they're nice. But what if we wanted something even better? What if there was a building that we could use that was very tall, that had a long range, that we could build right over here and defend the gates to our the gates to our citadel. Well, as it turns out, there are watchtowers. Unfortunately, we will have to move... why did we do that? Unfortunately, we will have to move things around a little bit, but the general idea is that we want our watchtowers to maybe be out here. We don't really want to use them for anything except for their height and their defensibility, or their defensive properties. So whenever there's a raid, we all just run over to the watchtowers. And, well, hopefully kill the enemy before they get in. What is going on? What is this? Okay, now it seems to want to be cooperating. I stand corrected. I still stand corrected. There we go. Okay, so we will need to go around this watchtower a little bit. Doesn't want to cooperate, and is cooperating. Very nice. So here we would have our citadel. Right here. And so whenever there's a raid, we all just get up here on these towers, and we just rain death on the enemy, and hope that the enemy dies. But there's a little bit more. So the enemy would have to break through this one first. At which point they would get to here, and they'd just bash their way through this. So that would be a bit of a problem for us. That would be a bit of a drag. So we would want to stop them from being able to do that, if we can. And how we would do that is by setting up a secondary wall whose entire purpose is to give the citadel just a little bit extra breathing room. Doesn't need to be strong. Its entire purpose is just to give us that ever so slight extra bit of breathing room. And now it would also have its own defensive gate as well. So this one is pointing towards the enemy. That works for us. We take this defensive wall, we put it on here, and this would also just go around as a second layer around our defensive structure here. So with this one, now the Bastion has that second layer of defense. These guys would hopefully be able to shoot anybody down there, but maybe we can tuck it in just a little bit, so we can just start undoing things, and that will hopefully help us get that in there. Let's say we want to take this and maybe move it in just a little bit. We have this defensive wall. You put that around there. Move this around there. So we just want it to be relatively close if we can. If not, then hey, you know, it is what it is. Okay, that's fine. We don't want to inadvertently wall up any resources. And if we can, we want to not create new problems for ourselves. No, we don't want to do that. Wait, stop it. No. Okay, so just trying to keep this wall and the other wall relatively close to each other, but the ogre really doesn't like that. So as you can see with how much of a struggle it is just to get these walls like this. Okay, so we need to bring that in a little bit. And... come on. Like, why? What exactly is the problem? Alright, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but hey. Who am I? Alright, well, let's take it over here and try to move it down like that. Maybe we can meet it halfway. There we go. Alright, now over here, just connect it like that. Well, let's not. Let's do it like that instead, so there's a little bit of walk room between them. So now what this means is, right, so if anything gets broken, we can have people go out there and fix things on the wall itself. And if we really wanted to, we could have people go get on the walls. We'd probably have them go up here to get on the walls. But it would probably be better just to have them go into the towers, get to the top, and just rain death down on the enemy as they're trying to, as they break in through here, and then they run over here and try to break in through there, and try to get in. Alternatively, they'll go over to the sides and they'll try to break through the walls over here. We don't want to let them do that. But this one over here, this is where we'd start running into the idea of a town wall, where, in effect, we want to move that out as far as we possibly can. Looks like that is as far as the game will let us push it. Which means we have an obscene amount of territory we could have. Yeah, before the game stonewalls us. So this would be our primary little setup here. Now we're going to want to work on the station house first. So we want everyone to come over here. We want to stop them from potentially using any resources for stuff we don't want them to use. We want them to work on this station house first and foremost. So Fen has building supplies. We're not going to have enough building supplies on 2 people to finish 1 station house. That's just the nature of the beast. But between these people, we will. And so this has all 40 in there. But that's good. So we're all working on this one to get this taken care of. It's going to take us a while to build the station house. But once it gets done, we should be able to do a lot more. Now, the entire point of a bastion is to make it difficult for enemies to attack it, and to have as few entrances and exits as possible. So we want our most important stuff to be in this area. We don't want the enemy to be able to do a whole lot of stuff without our permission. We don't want them to be able to do a whole lot of stuff in general to us. So, this is our station house. It's rather spacious. And we're actually going to put our non-essentials outside of here. So, stuff like water, for example, we can put that out here. So we could take a well. That would be under farming. So we could take wells, for example. Put them out here. We can get all the water that way. However, with this as our primary station house, our very first, we have... If we look at everyone we have right now, we don't actually have a whole lot of stone or processors for building materials. So we don't have a ton of building material right now. We're going to push all this stuff over to Fen if we can. He has 18 of the stuff. and Beep has 10 of it. So we have 28 building material left. We don't want to waste a lot of our stuff, and we know that the enemy typically doesn't break stuff, but we also know that we need to go and get some copper so we can make some windmills, so that we can then get building material and other things up and running. Now, we are definitely going to want to create some storage here. Now, the storage itself isn't all that important. What is important, though, is that we take ample advantage of where we can put things. So, back here is going to be our essentials. In essence, as long as this remains, we should be able to survive without major issues. That means that these will most likely be our weapon production. Well, let's put it this way. This will most likely be our food, as well as various means of production. So that means that one of these, well, if we can do farming, then it doesn't matter. Let's see. So the environment is green, so it really likes fertility. Okay, likes that. What about rice weed? Be very bad for rice weed. What about vegetables? Be very good for vegetables. And what about wheat? Very good for wheat. Okay. So I think we can make meat wraps, among other things. You could put the farms outside of here and just put an additional wall around that. But in order to get all this up, we're going to need a whole lot of building materials. A whole lot of building materials means a lot of mines. So we can always get rid of the mines later. We have the mod that gives us 100% refunds on things, so we can move things about if we need to. So let's go over to mining. And we want stone mined. So, good stonage over here. Ground needs to be more level. Okay. Well, it requires 7 building material to make 1 stone mine. And a single stone mine can take like 2 or 3 people. So then we're going to go with the stone processor. That requires power. Requires plates. We have plenty of plates. So I'm not too worried about that. Requires power. Well, we can make power with those big wooden mills, so that's also not a problem. We have plenty of stone plates. Not stone plates. What is it? Iron mines. Which makes me want to get an iron mine going. Okay, so the building materials we don't have a ton of right now. So let's get the minimum possible when it comes to stone processor. It doesn't work. Number of people needed is 2, and then eventually we get to 1, and then it's completely autonomous, I think. No, 1. So it will always require at least 1 person. Let's get to the one that only requires 1 person. We're at 2, and then we're at 3. It requires 30 iron plates, but you know what? This one requires 30 iron plates and electrical components, which we don't have a lot of. Yeah, so we're going to go with that one. So we're going to have one person whose job is basically just to get stone out of mine, process stone into building material. That is their entire life. So that means we're going to take storage, or we're going to say building materials, and we want them to move as little as humanly possible to get all of this done. So building materials goes here. There we go. Next up, we need mining, with a ore mine, and it's pretty good over here. I'm liking that. Okay, what does this require? 20 power. Requires 2 people. And as long as people are running it, it tends to get the ore out pretty well. It requires 25 building material. And we have the iron refinery. This one requires 35 iron plates. It doesn't require anyone. Well, depending on how many iron plates we have, that could be really good or not. But we will run with it anyway and see where things go. So the first thing we're going to need is the building materials. So let's go to storage and then iron plates. Alright, so this one requires iron plates and building materials. So you guys, you have, what is it, 36 here, and then you have a bunch as well, like 36 others. Yeah, so we should be fine. Let's have everyone come over here. Let's have them all swap, actually. Otto. He's one that doesn't have quite as much. Okay, that has all of them. That has all it needs. So how many iron plates do we have left? Plenty. This needs 35, then we need cars 25. So, let's hope we have enough. Oh, that's building materials. That requires a ton of that. Oh, well, we don't have enough for that, unfortunately. We do have plenty of iron plates. Yeah, we still have plenty of iron plates. Anything else we can add to that? This, adding those materials. And we're going to want to put in some power. So wind generator. We'll just put in 2 of these, why not? And so that's going to need some copper. Okay, so Soto. Hotlongs, I would like for you and Oron to trade backpacks. So Oron, you give your backpack to Soto. Yeah, we could have just given it directly to Hotlongs and it would have been fine. Okay, so you guys who are still awake, you do that. And now let's go get ourselves some copper. That's iron. I'm looking for copper. There we go. So this can take 2 people. Have our iron there, more copper here. Yeah, so Fen and Beep, you work on that. Crimblejam and Orsum, you work on this. Is there more copper for us to work on? Probably not. Well, there is. So that would be Ruka and Ellis. Oh, that's the one that they're working on, so never mind. The Leviathans are over there chomping on something. What is this? Iron? If possible, we want to be invisible to these creatures until everything is ready. Until we're ready, honestly. Okay. Ruka and Ellis, you come over here and work on this one. Then Hezrick and Meow, you work on that one. Alright, very nice. Where is it? There. Very nice. And Crumblegem. Around that one. I'm gonna have Fen come pick this up. Cool. That's enough for one of those wind generators. So I'm gonna have Fen go dump that off on that. Fen, what are you doing? Like, go. Hopper. Okay, let's everyone come work on it. Oron is probably awake by now. Oh, no, he's not. But Otto is awake and well. Alright, so we sort of have that going, and let's everyone come work on this. What is that? Oh, it's just horse. Horse is fine. Have no problems with him. We have Skimmer and Gustafsson or something. Let's work on this. Alright, very nice. So this will get us that initial power that we need. Let's go work on this. Alright, so this stone processor should help quite a bit. We have plenty of iron left, so that's not the problem. Let's finish that off. Let's work on this one. Very nice. If we start having the acid rain come in, we can always... Okay, there they go, adding all the iron plates they need. Everyone's working on this. Getting that one done. Now we are going to need somebody to come over here and just mine all of this stone. Now we will eventually fix that, I suppose. Okay, so we don't have the building materials required to finish this one off, but we can at least finish it most of the way. Now, we're going to need some people to just start mining. So who here has a good labor skill? Fen does. So we're going to come over here, and we are going to, first off, we can just turn on everyone's jobs. Well, let's not do that. Let's have Fen go over here and use this. I'm going to move his engineering a little bit down and get rid of it because we don't need to right now. We use that, and then we auto-haul to there. So this can have 2 people working on it. Who has the next highest laboring? It's probably Beep. It is indeed Beep. So Beep. You use that, you use this, you auto-haul to that. This requires 1 person. Alright, so we're getting 3. I think this can go up to like 5-ish or 10. I think 10. And that will, in effect, allow us to make building resources here. I think it's 2 stone to make 1 building supplies. And you know what we should do? We should find the person with the next highest laboring. Yeah, I saw 14 there. Saruka. We will have you also work on these. And take it to there. Hello, Vashu. So we'll have Ruka come over here. And now Ruka will start working on this. Of course, they're getting those building supplies rather quick. I suspect if Ruka was just a little higher in laboring, she would be able to... No, Ruka. Let's not have you do that. Let's have you just put it back. So, and Beep, let's have you not do that either. We want you guys to just work on that stuff. So we're gonna, our logistics department will eventually make their way up here and work on those things. Now, unfortunately, oh, well. Okay, so this is gonna have quite a bit. Beep and Ruka, let's have you guys stop doing jobs. Let's have Fen go over here. He seems to be going relatively fast, and let's have the 2 of them turn their jobs back on. Okay, so now Fen is about at the same pace as them. They're ever so slightly faster, but it won't matter all that much. Okay, so we need how many more building supplies? 4. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay, it looks like the Tech hunters fought some Garu. Alright, so let's have Crumble John, since he's here. Let's have him grab that. And grab all of those. Let's have him go over here and help make that. Cool, everyone, let's work on this. Alright, so now this one is done. It requires 2 people to work effectively. And then this requires no one. It's just always on. We most likely want to get that going. Finish this one. So before we do all of those, let's just see where's the copper. Yeah, we will want to make a little bit more copper, mine a little bit more copper, so that we can get this one made. And then after that, now these should run at 100%, and those will allow us to make more of these, which will allow us to build all this much, much faster, which will in turn allow us to get all of this going very quickly. But guys, it does look like that's all the time I have for this episode, so go ahead, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and just share the video with whoever you think would like it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing if you'd like to see more. I really want to know what you'd like to see more of, so just let me know in the comments below. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.